Here we go, my people. Quick update. August the 10th, 2023, Magneto's pulse. This is monitoring the magnetic field that is protecting Earth supposedly from harmful gamma radiations. So Earth is in the middle. The white side is the daytime side. The black is the nighttime side, right? So you see this energy right here coming from the sun that they say that's in the sky, right? So look at all of the backside energy. Look at nighttime. This is why at nighttime it feels hotter sometimes at night than it do during the day. Look at all of this energy. And this is closer to the planet than the daytime because, again, supposedly magnetic field that is protecting from harmful solar radiation. Look at all this backside energy enveloping planet Earth. Look at this. All ionized charged particles enveloping high levels of radiation. So you go over here, solar wind, August the 10th, 2023, solar wind. Solar wind. So Earth is in the middle. The white side is the daytime side. The black is the nighttime side. As you can see, this bow shock right here. This is, again, the magnetic field. But here on this instrument is monitoring the solar wind. So if the sun, if this is the daytime side, the sun is coming. The energy should be coming from over here because the sun is over here. These arrows represents solar radiation. Cosmic radiation, whatever you want to call it, UVA, UVB, UVC, gamma, beta, whatever you want to call it. This is what it represents, these arrows. So if the sun is over here and that's where the energy is coming from, these arrows should hit the magnetic field. Some of them should hit Earth and then the rest should go out into space. However, if you look back here, you see these arrows reversing. These arrows right here, these arrows don't even turn this direction. They stay focused towards the Earth. Look, reversing right back into the planet. Right back into the planet. Look at these arrows. Right back into the planet. Charged particles. So even if you think you're walking around at night and the sun is not, and you're not being affected by this, you are being affected by this 24 hours, 7 days a week on a Gregorian calendar and clocked. Every time the sun rise and set, all day and night long, you are being affected by this all day. Pause. So here we go, my people. This is what you don't understand when I speak about the ionized radiation particles. Does ionized radiation stay in the body? The risk of cancer later in life is most important for children. Ionized radiation is cumulative. Once received, the effects remain in the body for life. For life. As such, with increased levels of exposure to ionized radiation to an individual, the greater the risk of malignancy later in life. Malignancy means cancer cells. Pause. In fact, let me go over this one more time. Once received, the effects remain in the body for life. You see that? Ionized radiation. Once received, the effects remain in the body for life. This is irreversible. Irreversible. Pause. The last 48 hours on our sun, starting from August the 5th. Pause. Starting from August the 5th, 2354. So this is pretty much at midnight, almost at midnight. 11, almost 12 o'clock p.m. on August the 5th going forward. I want you to look at this. I want you to look at the sun. The sun is in the middle. This dot, this black, this thing over top of the sun right here is to block out the sunlight from the camera so we can monitor the solar flares that is coming off the sun. So when we over here, light is dark, dark is light. So we over here, I want you to see this. First of all, the two pulsating objects on both sides of the sun. And I want you to look at the energy that has been coming off the sun consistently. We have been being hit with ionized particles consistently. The sun is separating us. You must have the blood of the sun and the consciousness, the awareness of the entire cosmos in order to move forward in what we call the Great Awakening, the age of Aquarius. The age of Aquarius. Look at these objects coming out of the sun. Look at these objects along with these solar flares that are coming out of the sun. Look at the objects and the solar flares that are coming out of the sun. Oh my gosh. I'm going to start that over one more time so people can see it for the ones in the back. Look at all of this. Look at this right here. Ionized radiation is irreversible. You cannot remove this from your body. You either biosynthesize it or it breaks down the cellular structure in your body. More importantly, it breaks down the molecules that produces the protein enzymes that starts the development of the cell. They absolutely do. It breaks down the DNA too. Let's start with that. It damages the DNA, which makes the molecule that sends the information to the messenger RNA that starts to the cell development through molecules and protein enzymes. Yes, absolutely. And no one seems to be able to explain these two flashes on each side of the sun. But I told you already, blue and red Kachina. I told you already. And look at the activity. Look at this. The Great Awakening, not to mentioning the objects that are coming out of this too. The objects that are coming out. Oh my gosh. This is an amazing time to be alive. I told you the sun is separating us. And there's nothing that they can do about it. Day and night. Just because you don't feel that heat on your skin, because you don't feel that light outside of your head or see that light and it's nighttime, don't mean you're safe. Pause. This is the GOES X-ray flux that monitors the flares, the solar flares that are coming to the planet. So you have from A flare to X flare, which is the most dangerous because that knocks out the electronics and everything, your power grid, everything. So now we go over here. For the last 7 days, just the last 7 days alone. So from August the 4th, look at the M flares. First of all, we're consistently getting C flares. Understand and overstand that. Look at the M flares. And then look at the X flares. M flares. M flares. Look at the X flare. This is just the last 7 days, my people. This M flare. Almost an M flare. Look, this is the last 7 days. And they think just because this is in C flare, you're still getting charged particles that are literally bonding with your atom molecules and separating the electrons from around there. And they are changing our anatomy. Everyone on the planet is changing. Everything is changing on the planet. Every living organism is changing on the planet. Now we have to ask ourselves a question. What are we changing into? UVA, UVB has dramatically increased exponentially. UVC radiation is on the ground, which everyone is in every living thing is exorbitant. So UVC radiation is a detoxifier, a germ killer, a mutating wavelength. What are we mutating into? What are we mutating into? Man, I value and I appreciate each and every last one of y'all. Understand and overstand that the sun is separating us. There's nothing that you can do about it. And those that have a problem with this, they just don't have a direct correlation with the sun and the cosmos. So they want to try to distract you from it. But understand and overstand, my brothers and sisters, that this is over. It's coming to an abrupt, quick end. Abundance and gratitude to all.